Ready when you are.
Hey guys, I may have go away heat, but these guys have true heel heat. So you better listen to the podcast or else I'm gonna kick you in your fucking cock and balls.
I'll get it.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3, back once again with another solo dolo BMF Season 4 review, talking this time about Season 4, Episode 9, Point of No Return. Riding solo on this occasion, but y'all know the deal. Y'all know what I ask of y'all. Y'all always show love, and I want to see the love consistently, even when I'm pre-recorded. So drop the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe if you are new to the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel. We got BMF reviews all season long, so you can go back and watch episodes 1 through 8. Me and Chrissy Love will be back together live here on the channel for BMF Season 4 finale for episode 10. Be on the lookout for that. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. If you're watching us on the premiere, comment in the live chat. If you're watching us on demand, comment down below and keep the conversation going. Let us know your thoughts on episode 9 of season 4 of BMF. This episode, the crust of the episode, the real kind of nitty gritty of it all, was we're seeing like the culmination of everything that went down in Mexico, as you see that Loco is driving and the boys are having to shoot out the back of the car. Meech is blaming Terry, saying that this would have never happened if he didn't let the boy go away, he didn't listen to them. And it's basically a reflection of where we're at relationship wise all these months later now in the United States. And the boys are basically in a disagreement on what they should do next, that Atlanta is basically closing in on them. They realize that Bryant is after them now, but Meech convinces Loco to set up a meeting with Manuel in California. This is a strategic move towards the expansion of the organization's presence. In Los Angeles, they meet with Mua's, Manuel's crew, who are willing to cooperate. Mua's crew, Mua's crew, and the Bloods, who are more skeptical about what they're trying to do. Any trust involved here is conditional, of course, with both parties taking advantages and disadvantages into consideration. The California landscape reflects the uncertainty of making deals in untested grounds. For Meech, though, the promise is evident, but so is the risk. Each handshake could be much of a test as an agreement. So I like the fact that, we saw kind of Meech's charm and his ability to bring people together. He's always been about, he doesn't care about any colors. The only color that matters is green, and he wants to work with the Bloods and the Crips. He had Muaz to basically explaining him the kind of the gang wars in California, and that made Meech kind of wheels start turning in regards to making a plan. They meet with the Bloods because they get into an altercation with them when Muaz takes Meech and Terry to the Magic Johnson charity basketball game post party, basically the party, the after party, and they get into an altercation with the Bloods, and one of the Bloods basically steal a piece of Meech's chain. Terry didn't get involved, and Meech calls him out for being pussy, say you're soft dick ass, got out the D, and I still got to do everything for you. So that leads to more animosity between the two brothers there. And then you get Mua, who basically tells him where to meet up with the Bloods, and they meet on some neutral ground where they're playing a basketball game, and they interrupt to basically broker the deal. And Mua's like, I'm not going to let the Bloods pass me by, so I'm down with the plan as well. Then we got the other part, which is probably that's more of the A plot, what's going on with the brothers and how they're fixing their business and all the other ramifications with that. And then you got the B plot, which is Detective Bryant and his investigation and the Laz revelation. We get Detective Bryant's investigation ramps up when his informant, sometimes referred to as Les, but more known as Laz, is murdered. They find the body at the beginning of the episode, and they start looking into footage from surveillance outside of the strip club. B-Mickie was in the area, and immediately Bryant recognized him, and it's like he's known as a well-known BMF shooter and an alliance with BMF. So we get the footage, and it creates some suspicion about his participation in the killing of Laz and the potential involvement of the Flannery brothers. Meech subsequently discovers that Laz was disclosing stash house addresses to the police. In BMF season 4, such acts of betrayal are more than a nuisance. They upset the apple cart of trust, strain alliances and allegiances, and leave one wondering who is next to be betrayed. And that caused even more of a rift between Terry and Meech. Really, the last 2-3 episodes of the season was about this complete split between the brothers who were once inseparable. There was nothing that could tear Terry and Meech apart from like season 1 in comparison to where they're at the end of season 4. B-Mickie, he is here. We get as Brian is investigating and going deeper, they break into B-Mickie's hotel, and they discover that he has a gun stashed away in the air vent. B-Mickie's own life gets more contentious as this thing is going on, as his obsession with revenge on the Flannery brothers have kind of got him down a path that he can't escape, and there's no escape for it. He's wrangled between police pressure, crew suspicion, and the ever-hanging threat of retaliation for his previous acts. We see him show up at Meech's house in Atlanta, and Charles sees him outside, and he notices that he has a gun in his waistband. So he basically knows that he's gone back to the street, and he's terribly disappointed in him. He also doesn't like the fact that he's coming to his son's house with a piece in his waistband. So he knows it's nothing good that they could be probably discussing. So he just basically tells him to go away. At the same time, though, Charles gets a phone call. It's from Lucille, who lets him know that Nicole is having the baby. We ended off episode 8 with her water breaking and going with her. So we see them. They're at the hospital. Breeze is there. He's trying to coach her and tell her to calm down and to keep breathing. And she's like all over the place. Lucille's all over the place, but Lucille's the one who eventually gets them to see a doctor. In episode 9, though, B-Mickie is more of the lone thread that serves as a reminder of everything that could go wrong in this world of BMF. And survival is not merely about loyalty, it's also about surviving amidst constant crossfire. Speaking of the whole Nicole pregnancy, in Detroit, she goes into labor and suddenly has to have an emergency C-section because of what they're seeing about the baby. They show her in giving birth to her son. At first, Lucille has to basically give her a sunny picture because it was looking suspect right there. There was no cry from the baby. They basically had to cut off the air vent because I guess the umbilical cord was basically choking him, and that's what made him not like cry out originally. After they cut it, he's able to cry, and Lucia's like, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. She was worried. I was worried. I know Nicole was worried. So it gives birth to the baby, which she gives the name Demetrius after her brother. A moment of calm and chaos for the family. But in the interim, of course, this goes against what Demetrius, the big Meech, basically wanted, because he said that he wanted to name his son Demetrius when he has one. But Nicole stole his shine, so I guess they're gonna have to share a name. Two cousins. I don't think that's too weird. Two cousins sharing the same name. Let me know if you know any cousins that have the same name. I don't know. I've never heard of it, but stranger things have happened. This is a more complex moment as there is more than joy. Nicole is moving in and living with her baby father, Breeze, and it's a display of independence and a source of conflict with her mother, Lucille. Lucille is feeling very worried in this episode because she's feeling more alone than ever. Even with all the celebrations, there's overtones of conflict, especially between Nicole and Lucille, especially when she lets her know that she's moving out and living on her own. Lucille's like, but what about the baby? The baby's going to need us. It's like, no, we'll handle it. We'll figure it out on our own. And it's basically Nicole trying to break away from her mother. That's been kind of her character arc this entire season, especially. It's the last 2 seasons, if you really think about it. Nicole's decision indicates that being loyal to family isn't always easy. And that's how we kind of end the note in regards to that story there. We also get a phone call later on between Charles and Meech when Meech calls to check on everything going down with the baby. Charles kind of makes overtones that we kind of need you here. We want you to say hi to your nephew. He was like, I'll be there as soon as I can. And he was like, I wanted to call you because of B-Mickie showing up at the house. He was like, when did B-Mickie show up at the house? He was like, yeah, he was there. And he was like, I'm really disappointed that you let him back into the life, back into the streets. That's not what that young man needs. And Meech was like, all right, Dad. And then he basically realizes what we've realized this whole entire season. Meech's little brother, Terry, has let B-Mickie, the snake, back into all of this. And that's what makes B-Mickie the number one suspect now for Meech, who thinks that he's behind all of this, which he is. We've known this for like 3 episodes, but they're finally putting 2 and 2 together. He's out there without the knowledge of Meech or Terry. He might be behind all of this. He might be the one that's pulling all these strings, but little does he know, he got some troubles of his own. But they would get bad news in California right before the whole scene where they figure out that Terry brought B-Mickie back in. Because soon after assisting Meech and Terry in California, Loco is on a meeting in Miami to settle things with the cartel. But this leads to him being murdered in a car bombing. The cartel, this is how those cartels work. Shouldn't be fucking around, Loco. The assault occurs barely seconds after he enters his car. Manuel explains to the Flannery brothers later that the rival cartel, conducted the bombing as a matter of personal revenge rather than a direct action against their organization. Nevertheless, the timing raises questions about the security of their new alliances. In BMF season 4, there's scenes like these walk a thin line between warning and coincidence, leaving Meech and Terry wondering who can they be relied upon, especially without kind of a mentor to Meech, a guy that taught him so much in Loco. R.I.P. Loco, you're a real one. You were there for Meech. You let him know about Jay Pusher. That's all I asked from you. You could have just made your money from both Meech and Jay Pusher with no middleman, just get directly from the both of them. But you were loyal to Meech. And we appreciate your loyalty, your stokedness, your honesty. Loco's a real one. Pour one out for Loco right now. I'll pause for y'all. Pour one out for Loco. Amidst an interior threats, the interior discord between Meech and Terry gets quite worse in this episode. Like I said, there's all the problems between Terry bringing B-Mickie in and when they figure out about that. But Terry claps right back at Meech, basically telling him, like, look at all the people you brought into the crew that did us no good. He was like, what, Laz? He was like, Purdy, B-Mickie? It was like, it was you that brought all these people into our lives. Strategic differences, how to deal with alliances, and how to respond to increased police pressure are sources of tension between Terry and Meech. It's not an open conflict yet, but episode 9 makes it obvious that their relationship is very much strained and there really is no coming back, and we're going to an explosion by the finale. You knew that by what you saw in episode 9 here, and especially after kind of the big tear of the fight that they had after finding out that Loco was murdered, finding out that B-Mickie was working with Terry, and he was the one that Terry sent to basically take out Jay Pusher in St. Louis. You get Meech clapping back at Terry after he makes the comment about Purdy in them. He was like, that's why nobody likes you. At least I got people that run from me. He was like, even Nikki named a baby after me. I was like, you are such a child. That is what a child would say, to be like, our sister loves me more than you. That's basically what Meech told him. That was hilarious, though. I will give him credit. I laughed. That's why Nikki named the baby after me. The season concludes with Lamar becoming the latest character to join the crew in Atlanta. Lamar was very much prominently featured in this episode. Right from the beginning, we see a scene with B-Mickie's girlfriend and his daughter V. They're at the park, and then suddenly V disappears. We figure out like halfway through the episode as V's mom is talking to the police and saying that she came up missing. We see Lamar is in the back of a funeral truck with V, and basically telling her, like, giving her a dog toy for her to play with, and saying that, you know, I'm a friend of your daddy, so there's no need to be scared. I'm here to pick you up. We're gonna meet up with your daddy. So then eventually he shows up at B-Mickie's apartment, and he approaches his missus and basically intimidates her, where she reveals that she had the number for his hotel right there on the counter. So he calls the hotel, he gets the information where they're located in Atlanta, and then V's mom basically lets him know, like, he's there trying to finish what you started. You know, Meech and Terry are also in Atlanta. He's like, all three of them is there? He's like, a 3-for-1 killing spree? Sign me up. That's Lamar. Lamar's return guarantees rehashing of old grudges and yet another conflict wave for Meech, Terry, and B-Mickie. In the build up to the final episode, his pending threat really added to the drama going into the final episode. So that was a nice way to end it. And he is just so creepy, but not in like ill kind of way, just creepy in like, you don't know what he's going to do. He's going to kill somebody. He's going to smack the shit out of them. He's going to be nice to them. Anything he does, you never know. He's so unhinged. He plays his character so well. Like at the end, he's singing a song, Little Jack Honan, stand in the corner, picking his pearls and red. Like, I was like, he's like, he is so intimidating, so sinister. He's so sinister in everything he does. This is one of the best villains in a hood series that I've ever seen. Whole black sitcom, all black drama show. This is one of the best villains you will ever see. I don't care what anybody says. Not the writing sometimes are not the best on BMF. It's not on the level of your Wires, of Prime Power, anything like that. Not whatsoever. But when it comes to character performances, Lamar's performance and the actor that plays him it's up there. It's in the top echelon. It's S tier level for me personally. I don't know about y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments. But that was pretty much what went down in episode 9 of season 4 of BMF. I thought this was a pretty solid episode, build up for the final episode of the season. And let's see if that delivers. Me and Chrissy Love will be back to talk all about it here on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel later this week. But if you're watching on demand, if you're watching it live on the premiere, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the live chat. What was your moment of the episode? What was your MVP, your LVP, your thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for the show? And out of 10, what did you give this episode? For me, for BMF, season 4, episode 9, Point of No Return, I'm going to give this episode a thumbs up. Out of 10, I will give it a 7.5 out of 10. Solid enough episode. Thought this was a step up from episode 8, which I thought was a step down from the previous episode, especially episode 9. Episode 9 was great. Episode 7 was great. Episode 7 was good. Episode 6 was the last one. The episode 6 is really the only episode this season that I will say was a great episode. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Moment of the episode, I'm gonna give it to Lamar at the end singing, because he's just this is what this show has needed. Please don't let me down with the finale. And I'm gonna give MVP for the episode. Yeah, I'll give MVP to Lamar. I'll give MVP to Lamar as well. LVP, unfortunately, it's got to be Loco. R.I.P. Loco. Pour one out for Loco. Could be B-Mickie. Honorable mention of B-Mickie because he's pretty fucked going into this last episode in every angle. But that is all for me this time. Thank you so much for watching our BMF reviews this season. We got one more to go. Me and Chrissy Love will be back live here on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment to review episode 10 of BMF season 4. So be on the lookout for that. We also got plenty of content for you to enjoy here on Sports and Entertainment, like our Fantastic Four review for the movie First Steps. We also had a Superman 2025 review. We also had a true off season every single week, talking about everything going on this upcoming season of the NFL. Check out our All-American review, and if you love some BMF, check out the entire season reviews. Episodes 1, episodes 2, episodes 3, episodes 4, episode 5 and 6, episode 7, episode 8, and of course, this was episode 9. But thank you. Until next time, comment down below. Let's keep the conversation going. Let me know what you thought about episode 9 of BMF and what you thought. Give me your early thoughts. If you saw episode 10 already, check that out. Comment down below, and let's keep the conversation going. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our BMF Season 4, Episode 9, Point of No Return review. We are signing off until